the FOD Sports FX10C Bluetooth Mesh Intercom. So what is it? What's different about it? Who's it for? Let's look at all of that, plus some more. And of course, we're going to do some real world tests and just see how this thing performs. Well, g'day, I am Keith Jobson and welcome to this channel. Now, FOD Sports have sent me a couple of these units for review. So I'm going to test them, I'm going to review them, I'm going to give you my honest opinions on these. There'll be some good points and maybe some not so good points. But I can guarantee that all of these points are my thoughts, not being paid for this review. People at FOD Sports have no input to this review. As part of this testing, I did loan a couple of these to a friend of mine, Jeff, who took them away on an extended trip with a Pillion. So he's got some pretty good views on the use of these things as well. What exactly is the FX10C? It's been called a Bluetooth Mesh Intercom. So what does that mean? Well, a normal intercom that uses Bluetooth, it manages connection between multiple devices using pairs. In this diagram, rider A and B are a pair, B and C are a pair, C and D are a pair. If all these riders are within range of each pairing, the entire group stays together. However, if one of those riders drops out, then that pairing is lost and rider A is off on his own, cannot talk to C and D. C and D can continue to talk because they are a pair. Rider B joins back into that spot, the pairings are rejoined, everyone can talk, it's all good. Mesh technology works slightly differently. It's not a one-to-one pairing between two units, it's a one-to-many pairing. So we can have multiple riders, and if they're all close to each other, they'll all have connections to each other. As they spread out, some of those connections will remain, but the group still remains as a whole. If one person drops out, the mesh is not broken, all the rest of the riders stay connected, then that one person can join back in later on. They only need to connect up to one of those other ones and they will be in the entire group as well. The absolute best part about mesh is that there's no pairing process to go through and you don't have to be in the same order all of the time. You turn it on and it just works. As for the features of the FX10C, it has an 800 milliamp battery hour, which is apparently good for 15 hours. It's waterproof to IP65 standards. It has a 500 meter range between the intercoms, and it also has a background sound function. When it comes to what you get in the box, all intercoms are fairly standard. You know, obviously you get the unit, you get a set of speakers, two microphones, the boom mic and a corded mic, bunch of clips and sticky pads and things so you can stick it onto your helmet. The install into a helmet is pretty straightforward. It takes maybe 10 minutes to install it. It's not long. I've used a sticky pad behind this bracket. The bracket stays there and then the intercom just clicks into place. And then the cord for the speakers plugs into, can't see, plugs into the back of it there. If you want to leave your helmet out in the shed or whatever, and you want to bring the unit in to charge it, disconnect the speakers, click the button, slide it out, and you can bring that in and charge it. All the connections are on a single port on this unit. It's gone back to the buttons rather than the dial on the FX8. As for pairing this, the first thing that you will probably pair it to is your mobile phone. That pairs up like immediately, no problems with that. I obviously paired this to another FX10 via mesh. I paired it to another FX10 via the Bluetooth intercom. I paired it to another FOD Sports unit, a different model, paired those two together as with Bluetooth. And lastly, I paired it to my Bluetooth dongle that I use on my UHF radio. So it paired to all of those things. As I roll through some of these clips, you're going to hear the audio. So there's my voice, which will sound fine, but the audio that you hear of the other rider, of Jeff, being played through the speaker, that's going to sound a bit ordinary on this video. It's a lot clearer in the helmet. It's just the way that I've got this set up on this helmet. I've tried to replicate how I do it on my other helmet, which you can see over there. I obviously haven't got something right yet, so the audio is a bit crackly in this video, but it is better in real life. Now, the first clip that I'll play is the pairing process. One FX10C unit to another FX10C unit via mesh. Turn them on.
Welcome to FOD Sports Bluetooth communication system. Battery 100%. Device connected.
All right, it's connected to my phone.
Same here.
And then is yours on?
Yeah, mine's on.
Right.
Dashcam on. Channel 4.
And that's it.
That's it, yep.
It's working, just like that.
Yep, that's right. It was very instantaneous.
Yeah. Yeah, instant. So it worked the same with your wife's one?
Yeah, yep.
Just straight away. It's a pretty straightforward process. It's literally one button press and both units just connect up. Instant. There's nothing else to do. One button, you are connected. Next, I'll play the Bluetooth pairing clip. Now this is the same whether it's these units or to a different intercom. This is just using the normal Bluetooth pairing. And you can see this is going to be a little bit more complicated. And it should be the power and the minus.
Pairing.
Did it say pairing? Okay, and now I tap the power button.
Searching.
Searching. Not hat. Oh, hang on.
Did that work?
Did that work? Start intercom. Press the power button for 2 seconds.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, there you go. Goes beep, boop, boop, boop. Doesn't say anything, makes a lot of noises.
A lot of beeping.
Yeah, a lot of beeping.
It works, but it's a little bit more complicated than using the mesh. Sound quality. There's a couple of aspects to sound that I just want to talk about here. The first is volume. Now the volume out of the speakers in the FX10C is excellent. It is a really loud set of speakers in this unit. When I tested the FX8 Pro, I complained that the speakers weren't loud enough. FOD Sports have fixed that. The speakers in the FX10 are loud. They are louder than the M1S Plus, which I reviewed and said these were loud. Well, this is even louder. Thumbs up to FOD Sports, they have fixed that issue. The second thing worth talking about is sound quality. We noticed a big difference in sound quality between using the FX10 in mesh intercom mode and in Bluetooth intercom mode. The Bluetooth intercom mode was actually a lot clearer, and it just seemed to hold the connection a lot better. Still pretty clear. Very, very clear. I reckon this is clearer than the mesh one.
Actually, I think it's better.
Yeah, I think it's better too. I think the range is better. The audio is a lot clearer in normal Bluetooth intercom as opposed to the mesh intercom. But there are some big benefits to having mesh intercom, which is around the pairing and the connection thing. So I'll talk a bit more about all of that at the end when I give you my verdict on this unit. To some of the other features that we tested, background music function works great with this. It only works with mesh intercom, so you can have the mesh intercom on and you can be playing music in the background. Find some music to play. That's playing.
Yeah. And I don't hear him at all, I hear his voice.
So I can hear you talk,
Yep.
and the music keeps playing. You set your music volume and you can talk on the intercom, and the intercom just kind of goes over the top, but the music stays at the same level. You can set the volume of intercom and music separately. So if you tap the volume up and down on this unit, that's the intercom volume. If you press and hold the volume, that does the music volume.
Okay.
Yep, but if I just press and hold this, then my music goes up and you're still there. And now that's volume max. But I can't hear you over the loud music. So. Tested a phone call. Call Laura Jobson.
Calling Laura Jobson.
Okay, now you've dropped out on me. That's just terminated us.
You're still there though. I can hear your voice.
Well, when click disappeared, now it's come back. Alright.
Hello.
That's right.
It's going good. I am just testing this intercom,
Very nice.
and it seems to have worked.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I'll speak to you later.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye.
And then back. Yep.
It hangs onto the intercom to the last possible second, and then it
Yeah.
drops
yeah.
it.
Then it switches to the...
Switches to the phone. Tested the FM radio.
Meshcom off.
Mesh is off.
Radio on.
Yep. Now the radio's on. And I get static. Tap it up and down. It's found some music. Don't know what the frequency is, but it's found something. Turn that off. So here's a short clip talking about battery life. The audio will actually sound a bit better in this clip because we're riding a bit slower. So what sort of life were you getting out of it? Like, you just charge it each day, obviously, each night, do you? We used these intercoms in mesh mode for at least 2 hours, and at the end of 2 hours, when you turn this on, it tells you the percentage of battery remaining. It said 100%. We did a range check. It's about 500 meters. That's what the box says, and that's about what we got. Right, I'll motor on. See how far we get. And actually might go around the corner before it cuts out. I reckon it'll probably make it to the corner. That's 100 meters, 200 meters. It's very quiet. Now it's better. 300 meters. 400 meters. Top of the hill, 500. 500 and it's gone. We've lost line of sight. You're back?
Yep, back now.
Back.
20 meters, he went round the corner.
That's where it cut out, yep.
Yeah.
As soon as there's like trees and foliage and things in the way, the connection started to get a bit flaky, but 500 meters, it was working okay. The last thing we tested was using the UHF radio through the intercom. I could receive transmissions and make transmissions via the UHF while still on the mesh intercom. So we're still on mesh.
Yep.
If I press the transmit button, hello, testing, that's working.
Yeah, and I get you talking as well.
You cannot, however, have mesh intercom and music playing and receive UHF transmissions. It was all just too much for it. It's like you can have mesh and you can have one other thing. So you could have music playing on your phone, or you could have the UHF radio, but not both at the same time. So let's talk about prices now. I'm going to talk in US dollars. The price of the FX10C is $179 for a single unit and $339 for a double unit. That's US dollars. And just as a quick comparison, that is about half the price compared to the Sena unit and the Cardo unit. So this, as a single unit, converted to Australian dollars as of today, is about $280. A single Sena unit is $550. A single Cardo is $580. So these are half the price of the big brands. It is, however, quite a bit more expensive than the M1S Plus model. This is 179 US dollars. M1S Plus is 99 US dollars. Is the FX10C worth the extra $80? Well, that's kind of going to come down to you. There are two features where the FX10C is going to be a better choice for you than the M1S Plus. One is background music. If you ride all the time with music playing, and that's just, you know, how you like to ride, and you want an intercom, then get this unit, the FX10C. It has mesh intercom, and the background music function is excellent. Intercom works, music works, all at the same time. Nothing drops in and out all the time like other intercoms do. This will do both. The second reason that you might want the FX10C is for ease of connection. Now, I ride with some guys who, if I gave a normal intercom to, it would simply never ever get used. Honestly, they just could not handle the process that you have to go to get connected to other riders, and then dropping in and out and staying in the right order and all that stuff. Absolutely beyond them. If I handed this one to those same guys, they could use it, because you turn it on and you press one button and it's done. It just works. Something to keep in mind though with mesh units is obviously everybody needs the same brand, and this is a bit of a bugbear of mine. Like Sena all the Sena mesh units work together, but you can't connect a Sena unit to a FOD unit or to a Cardo unit in the mesh system. Now I know Cardo have just released some bridge mode or something where you can bridge a Cardo unit to a Sena unit and then connect the two mesh systems that way. But I think it still uses like a Bluetooth connection to do that. So it's not a true, mesh to mesh. And I just wish that these manufacturers would actually all get together and use the one standard so all these devices could talk. The people you ride with, really, you all need the same brand. It really doesn't matter whether it's the FOD Sports unit or a Sena unit or a Cardo unit. Stick to the same brand and everything is a lot easier. So my overall verdict on the FX10C, I reckon this is a pretty solid unit. In terms of just looks and design, I really like it. It's simple, it's clean, it's got just 3 buttons on there and plus the one on the top. It's got one port for all your cables. I like the black look. The mesh connectivity is absolutely brilliant. If you just want your technology to work, get a mesh unit. And at the price, half the price of Cardo and Sena, you just can't beat it. A big thank you to FOD Sports and to Jeff for helping me with the review. If you want to buy one of these units or any of the other ones that they make, the M1S Plus, the FX8, there's a half a dozen in their lineup, you can do so using the link below, coupon code Keith, and you'll get 12% off. I hope that's been of value to you. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.